On to another oil-producing country in Africa, specifically Angola, the second largest oil producer on the continent. Africa Global Logistics has officially launched its activities, or rather the activities of its subsidiary, AGL Lobito Terminal. With a key depth of around 14 meters, the Lobito Terminal has the ability to accommodate fairly large capacity vessels, and it can handle over 100,000 TEUs, 20-foot equivalent units, containers per year. Now, officials hope that the country's second largest port can help meet the growing needs of Angola, but also its neighbors. They say it's positioned to play a fairly strategic role in the global energy transition, becoming the first Atlantic gateway in the so-called Copperbelt region in Southern Africa. AGL says it will commit a significant investment plan that's aimed at improving the attractiveness of the terminal and contributing to the development of the region. David Rickmans is the Managing Director of AGL Lobito Corridor. He's joining us now live on the program. David, good to see you on the program tonight. So, looking at a map, right, the Lobito port, in theory, should be the closest and the most efficient way of getting copper and cobalt into the international market from the southern part of the DRC and also from Zambia as well. But we see alternative routes being used out through Durban, out through Mozambique. Why have those alternative routes taken a much bigger share of that traffic?
Well, Rama, good evening. Thank you for hosting me tonight here. To start with, I would like to say that we hosted our inauguration in the presence of the Minister of Transport and our President, Philippe Labonne, 2 days ago, and that was a success. Now, to get back to your question here, the continent, and especially Austral Africa, has a big need for different multimodal solutions. So we must have different possibilities, different options, and this is why we have a need for different corridors. You know, the copper belt that everybody's talking about now between Lobito and the east is not sufficient for our needs. So as you probably know, AGL already operates 4 main corridors in Africa, which are Durban, Beira, Dar es Salaam, and Walvis Bay, with some transit times ranging from 7 to 20 days. The Lobito corridor, which will be the 5th one that will be operating, we believe that will be very competitive in a very short time. Why? Why? Because there has been many investment that has been made on the railway section that is known as Lobito e Benguela, that has been rehabilitated. You have also some investment that are about to be made in Congo between Dilolo and Kolwezi, and you have some projects that are to be financed by the US and probably the European Union to link Zambia to Lobito. So we are at the beginning of something. We believe that it will become very competitive, but we still believe that there's a need for all the other corridors. At AGL, we strongly believe that we need to develop multimodal platforms around those different corridors. And that's why we have been investing massively in platforms and in other corridors before Lobito, and that's what we're going to do with Lobito.
When you say that the corridor is going to be competitive in terms of turnaround times, I believe one of the estimates you gave us was, it takes about 7 to 20 days to get goods out through all the other corridors that you mentioned. Compared to those, what sort of timelines are we looking at for Lobito?
Look, for now, we have a turnaround of around 20 days from Congo to Lobito, knowing that you only have 36 hours on the 1,400 kilometers that you do in the Angolan side. So we believe that once some issues will be fixed on the other side of the border, we will be able to be very competitive and to reach those 7 days and maybe less. Now, you have to take into account that Lobito Port is located on the western facade of the Atlantic, which gives you a transit time that is much lesser when you have to reach Europe or the United States, whether when you go from the from the East Coast.
So the company has also said, you're going to invest about $108 million into the port facilities. What are the timelines for that investment? And from the perspective of companies that will be using this port, what results should they expect?
Look, basically, we're talking, Rama, here about a global investment of $200 million. Half of it was for the use of that concession for 20 years, so to the Angolan government. And the other half will go purely on investment on two main aspects. People, human resources, because we have welcomed in our big family 720 qualified ex-employees from Porto Lobito, which is part of our family now. And we are dedicating quite significant amount in training and formation. I can tell you right now that we already have a plan of spending over $4 million over the next 5 years on formation only. Concerning formation and training, excuse me. Regarding equipment, we are already improving the equipment that we took over from the Port of Lobito, and we are already ordering some new equipment in order to render the terminal as competitive as the other 21 terminals that we operate over mostly the West African coast. So basically, we want to offer our clients, our shipping lines, some, I would say, international level of a productivity in our operation. Right. And we believe that significant change will already be seen by the end of this 2024 year. We are very optimistic about it.